What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. So this video is a highly, and I do mean highly, requested video. This video I am going to tell you my experience on my pregnancy journey. Of course, I have to do a disclaimer like everybody else who does this. I don't really have to do a disclaimer, but I just feel like if other YouTubers do a disclaimer on this type of stuff, why not? Just know this is my experience. This does not mean that this is gonna happen to you, but there were a lot of things in my pregnancy that happened to me that I should have known about. And someone should have told me about this because it has been a crazy journey, and I've had a lot of pregnancy symptoms that I've never heard of before, other people have never heard of before. So I just felt like this video is extremely necessary to, if you are pregnant now, or if you just found out that you're pregnant, if you want to get pregnant, or you're just nosy. Regardless, go ahead and like this video. So first of all, let's just say how many weeks I am. So I am 21 and a half weeks pregnant, and I look like I am 13 months pregnant. I was at the beauty supply store last week, and the owner, she said, "Oh my gosh, wow, look at your stomach. Are you due next month?" I said, "No, actually, I am not due until January 2nd or probably December 26th. I don't really know. My doctors don't really know what they're doing. They don't know if my child is coming in December or January. We don't know, okay?" But I told her no. And you should have saw her face. Her face was like, oh my gosh, kind of like she was a little embarrassed that first of all, she said that. And then she tried to blow it over and say, oh, well, it's fine. You know, when I was pregnant, I was really big too. So it's fine. Like, I mean, you look beautiful. And I'm like, I am about a little over 5 months pregnant. I really wanted to make this video because a lot of people think that pregnancy is like perfection. People think that they go on Instagram and they go on Facebook and they go on so many different websites and so many different social media sites. And people just see all the cute pictures, people see all the matching outfits and all the matching hairstyles and just so cute, right? Pregnancy is not all glamorous for us. You know, some people, they are so blessed to not have any of the symptoms that I have had or other people who've had even worse symptoms. They're so blessed to really have a glamorous pregnancy and they don't have morning sickness. And by the way, morning sickness is a lie as well. Morning sickness you can have all day. So morning sickness is not just from 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. No, morning sickness can be at 10 p.m. So that's another little tip for you guys. This video is just to help you and just to give you a little bit of insight and just tell you some of my symptoms, how I found out that I was pregnant, which I already have a video on how I found out and my family and my husband's reactions. Have you checked it out? I just want to give you a little bit into detail on what's been going on with me and what's been going on with my child. So first of all, a little bit of the symptoms that I had when finding out that I was pregnant is, if you know me, you know that I am an extreme coffee lover. I love Starbucks. I usually have Starbucks about every morning, either every other morning, whatever. And you know, I tried to have coffee one day and it was so disgusting to me and it actually made me really sick. I didn't puke or anything, but it was not it. Like, it did not taste good. Fries didn't taste good to me, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I missed my cycle actually. I think I only missed it for like 7 or 8 days. So when I found out initially that I was pregnant, I was very, very new pregnant. So I probably found out I was pregnant at like 3.5 weeks. My cycles are very much so on time. Obviously the day that I conceived, I was on my second ovulation day. And yeah, I knew that. And I said, all right, YOLO. So those were the two major things, along with missing my cycle, that I pretty much knew I was pregnant, took the pregnancy test, literally came back within seconds saying that I was pregnant, yada, 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 yada. I was fine up until I took that pregnancy test. Once I took the pregnancy test, I feel like life started slowing down and getting a little crazy and out of control. People don't really tell you that sometimes you can lose an appetite, right? So for me, I'm used to people telling me like, hey, oh my gosh, I've been eating such good foods while I've been pregnant, like guilt-free. I'm just eating all the time. I love it, yada, yada, yada. Well, that was different for me. So for me, 3.5 to 4 months, I lost my entire appetite. It was very hard for me to eat. Everything tasted disgusting. I would say for the first 2.5 months, it was absolutely horrible. I hated looking at food. I hated smelling food. Water even tasted nasty to me. And that's a common pregnancy symptom as well that people don't tell you, is that water can actually taste disgusting. And this is a time that you should actually be drinking the most water of your life, because you're carrying another person inside of you, and now water tastes disgusting. Like, where does it end? The first few months, it has just been really, really hard for me. And I'm kind of sad that I'm just now starting to make pregnancy videos now that I'm a little bit over 5.5 months. I know it's better late than never, but I really wanted to record this whole journey for you guys from like start to finish. But that's just not how it was. If you have not already known, I recently just moved to Germany. So in the midst of moving to Germany, I graduated from school, like trying to get my house together. We just got our house goods and everything else. We're trying to unpack and all this stuff. These are all of the things that I've been going through since I found out that I was pregnant. So it has really been very hard for me to track and tell you guys and bring you guys along with me the whole entire process, because I've been stressed out. But now I'm not really stressed out anymore, so that's a really good thing. So now I'm very open and I'm happy to share with you guys everything that's been going on, what's been going on, what's my symptoms, my journey, all that stuff. So back to some of the symptoms that I was talking about. So water is nasty, food is nasty. People do not tell you that this is something that could happen to you, but that's just what happened to me. And basically, your first trimester for a lot of people is horrible. You know, a lot of people puke all the time, and you know, a lot of people puke so much that they have to actually be prescribed by the doctor medication to help them to stop puking. Luckily and thankfully, that's not my case. I did not puke at all. I still have not puked. Now, I have been very close to puking, very, very close to puking. For the first couple of months, I would say every single time that I ate food, my food would literally just sit right here. Like, just sit. It would just sit for like 6 hours. Just sit there, you know? Like, I could literally feel my food sitting in my throat. It would not digest. It would not go down. Can you imagine how annoying that is, right? But it's okay, because I'm still grateful that I'm not in the toilet puking. A lot of people always want to know, like, have you puked? Like, what's going on? Are you nauseous? Yes, I have been nauseous. I still am nauseous. So that's another thing that I want to tell you guys, is that your nausea, people tell you all the time, like, hey, your first trimester is probably gonna suck, right? But when you get to the second trimester, it's gonna be so amazing and so great. Well, that's not necessarily the case for all women. So people should put a little disclaimer and say, hey, it may get better your second trimester, because it did not for me. For me, I get car sick. So from day one that I found out I was pregnant, I'm telling y'all, as soon as I peed on that stick, sis, my whole life went into shambles, okay? The nausea literally began like the next day. I don't even think it was a full 24 hours after I urinated on that stick that I started to be nauseous. Like, what's happening? When I first found out that I was pregnant, I had major anxiety, and I don't have any notes for this video, just letting you guys know. So I'm just kind of freeballing here. So if it may skip here, skip there, I'm talking about a symptom and then I'm talking about whatever, hey, this is free write, okay? I ain't do nothing for this. This is everything that's coming off on the top of my head. I've been car sick for a very long time now, and it's unfortunate. So right now, for example, if I need to go to the grocery store, or if I need to make or go run an errand or something like that, and I drink some water, or if I have something to eat or I have a snack and I go into my car and drive, I'm gonna be car sick. So that's really annoying. A lot of people were telling me like, yeah, your second trimester is gonna be so much better. Like, just get to the first one. My second trimester, I know my body now, because I've been pregnant, seems like forever, but I know my body now, so I know what the feelings are like. You kind of just deal with it, you know? After so long that you've been pregnant, you kind of know your body. You know when it's time to eat, you know when it's time to drink water. For example, for me, I know that I am dehydrated because my body starts shaking a little bit, and I kind of just feel weird. Like, I kind of feel like I'm about to faint, and I know that it's time to drink water. Now, when I know when it's time to eat, that is when I feel nauseous, I feel so sick, and I feel very weak. So those are two differences between wanting water and needing water and needing to eat. So you can really understand that too once you get pregnant. If you decide to get pregnant, you will learn to know your body and know the different feelings of your body and know what you need, what you don't need, what you can eat, what you can't eat, when you're dehydrated and when you're hydrated. Don't worry, you're gonna figure out what's going on with your body. It's just gonna take a while. Your first trimester is just so weird because it's just so many things that's going on, you know? Your body is preparing to create an entire human inside of you. So things are just gonna be dysfunctional. Things are gonna be a mess. Things are gonna be a wreck. So like I said, I'm just telling you guys all of these things because I wanted someone to be able to tell me some of the symptoms that I've had. So let's go on to some of the very weird symptoms that I've had from being pregnant. So most of these things happen in my first trimester. I'm gonna split the things that happen in my first trimester and split the other symptoms from my second trimester and kind of tell you when stuff started to happen, when did it stop, which nothing has really stopped. Nothing has really stopped. Oh yeah, your nausea and morning sickness is gonna stop in your second trimester. Don't worry. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. So now what? It hasn't stopped. So a lot of people talk about mental health postpartum, but a lot of people don't really talk about your mental health or depression during your pregnancy, right? So I can honestly say, so my first trimester, I was so jacked up. I had leg cramps, like crazy leg cramps. I was bloated every single day. I don't know if I was showing my first trimester or if I was just so bloated, but I definitely had a little pooch my first trimester. So it definitely wasn't like I was trying to hide my pregnancy or nothing, because I literally could not. My breast grew my first trimester. That's usually something that happens in your second trimester. That happened in my first trimester. One thing that has not happened yet, I don't want to say yet, I hope it never happens, is that my sleep has not been impacted at all by this. So I usually get about 12 hours of sleep, and I'm not really embarrassed to say that because it is what it is. I get about 11 to 12 hours of sleep every single day. I don't miss. I never miss. And it feels great. So I'm happy that that has not been impacted. I will say now here in my second trimester, almost in my third trimester, I'm kind of staying up late at night sometimes, or sometimes I wake up randomly. So there's this app that I use called Baby Center app. This is not sponsored. I wish it was, because your girl could use another check. But if you're pregnant or if you want to get pregnant, Baby Center is a free app and you can download it on your phone. And it tells you every single thing that you need to know. So right now, 20 something weeks. So last week I got an email. It kind of gives you alerts and reminders if you want to. I was able to watch a live birth. It was like an 8-minute video. The lady received an epidural. I literally watched it. It was kind of crazy. I've always been freaked out by blood and stuff like that. I guess I need to get over that. But actually the video didn't bother me. I actually shedded a few tears watching her give birth to her daughter, because I can't believe that I first of all have to do that. And then number two, I really can't believe that I can create humans. That is the craziest, scariest, weirdest thing possible. But it's beautiful. So I actually cried when she pushed out her baby, and it was just beautiful. So whatever, get the Baby Center app. It's gonna tell you everything you need to know. Also, another app that you can get, or another website that's really good, it's called whattoexpect.com. It's very thorough. It tells you every single thing by the week. You can get alerts like, hey, your baby's probably gonna start moving, or hey, your baby is gonna probably get hiccups this week, or hey, next week all of your baby's veins have been formed in their body. So these are two free apps that I use every single day, and I don't really get on the apps as much because sometimes they give me anxiety. Also too, in these apps there are support groups, like new mom support groups. There are different kind of support groups. So if you already know the date that you're supposed to be giving birth, you join a group where all of the moms are also giving birth that same month, and you can just talk to them every single day. I don't really do that because it stresses me out, it gives me anxiety, and I don't want to talk to y'all all day. But some people like to do that. So this is just me telling you guys what's out there to help you with your new baby. Another symptom that happened to me in my first trimester is that I couldn't breathe hardly. You know, it's really hard. I get shortness of breath sometimes. Y'all can probably hear me breathing right now. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, welcome to pregnancy. But my first trimester, it was really, really hard for me to breathe. don't understand what was going on, but definitely hard for me to breathe, and you definitely have shortness of breath. Now that I'm in my second trimester, since I am getting bigger by the day, I'm having like my limbs are getting tired. Like my arms are getting tired faster, my legs are getting tired faster, my back feels like it's about to break every single day. I literally had to get me a pregnancy waist belt, and I had to get it because my back is hurting too much. I just don't understand. Please also make sure that you have the right shoes. So you can't be wearing them little $9.99 cheap shoes from Shoe Land, okay? You can't be wearing them $15 shoes from Payless. You're not gonna last. I'm telling you, you're not gonna last. So if you feel like you may have like aches and pains with your limbs or your arms or anything like that, this shouldn't really happen till like your second trimester, maybe your third trimester, because you're getting bigger. But if it happens to in your first trimester, your shoes just may be too cheap. And I'm sorry that I have to be the girl to tell you that, but you need to get you some more shoes, okay? And if you had your sneakers for like more than 4 months and you're actively walking, it's time to get you some new sneakers. So you can also Google all of this information to see what are some good pregnancy shoes, what are some good pregnancy tennis shoes. So please do that so you can refrain from having a horrible back. Now that's not my problem from having a bad back. I've never had the best back ever. But now that I'm getting bigger, your girl is struggling. So my belt should come in like a few days and I cannot wait. All right, so going to the second trimester, if I think of anything else my first trimester that I have, then I'm just gonna go back and forth. But now let's go to my second trimester and some of those symptoms. So my second trimester, the main thing that actually my mom said that she had when she was pregnant was that you get saliva in your mouth. When you go to sleep, pretend like this is a cup. You can wake up and you see where this little line is right here? That's how much saliva can be in your mouth when you wake up. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Okay? I can literally just be watching TV and my mouth fills up with saliva and I have to spit. Some women have to have a spit cup because saliva is just forming in your mouth. Why is that? Why is that? That's gross. Actually, when I speak to a lot of pregnant women or previous pregnant women, they say that that's very common. So some people just carry around like a spit cup and they spit it in there. And this happens because your body is producing too much estrogen, and yeah. Okay, so I just can't with that. That's just really disgusting. It's something that I have been dealing with. It doesn't happen every day, but I would say about 85% of the time, that's what's going on, and it's just disgusting. So that's a nasty symptom that may or may not happen to you, but I just want to let the girls know that that is something that may happen. Don't be shocked, sis. So another thing, let's go back and talk about leg cramps. Okay, so I have had leg cramps literally from probably the second week of me finding out that I was pregnant. I have been getting leg cramps. So leg cramps, I actually Googled this. You have leg cramps because you have a deficiency in magnesium. So you probably can ask your doctor that, hey, I need another supplement for magnesium, and based off of when they look at you and see what's going on, if they think you need it, you can take it. It's completely and totally safe. Ask your doctor, tell your doctor what's going on so they can possibly prescribe you some magnesium. So that's what happens with the leg cramps. It is a very common symptom. I had no idea about that. I noticed that when I skip a few days, or if I do skip a day of my prenatal vitamins, that I will develop leg cramps. In my prenatals, it has magnesium, so that helps me with my leg cramps. So another thing that's happened in my second trimester. So before I got pregnant, when I was little, probably 10, 15, something like that, I used to always think why when people be pregnant, they neck be black? Sis, is you not washing your neck? Why? What's going on with that? Why your neck black? Why your underarms black? What's happening? What's going on? So I'm gonna tell y'all something. I always said, ever since I was little, I was like, child, know what these girls be doing when they get pregnant. But girl, are you scrubbing or not? Because what's going on with your neck? So I want to go ahead and tell you that no matter how much you scrub your neck is probably gonna be black. And when I say black, y'all, I'm not talking about black. I'm just talking about a shade or 2 shades darker. Please, it's a joke. Let's relax, okay? When I see some pregnant women, I just see some of their neck, some of it is discolored, very, very discolored. And it doesn't look it doesn't look like a skin tone. It just looks like, it looked like some patches like you just been playing in the dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, what's going on with that? So me doing all that talking, some parts of my neck have discolored, and some parts of my neck is darker than the other. And I'm like, what's going on? So this is me. I'm like, oh snap, like what's happening? Let me get me a little turmeric, lemon scrub, something going on so that I can have like my skin tone like the same color, like how it used to be before pregnancy. But then when I also researched that, yeah, like you can just have discoloration. You know, I get my underarms waxed for the most part, and my underarms are way darker now, like way darker than the rest, like than how it used to be. And it has nothing to do with me scrubbing. It has not, like, that's so stupid. It has nothing to do with me scrubbing. It has nothing to do with me being dirty. That's just because it's a pregnancy symptom that people don't tell you about. So unfortunately, my underarms will just lighten up, I guess, after I give birth, but I have no idea. But that is just something that I want to tell you guys, because that's a really weird thing. I'm going to show you guys my neck. So I have been using coconut oil, and coconut oil helps with any dark spots or like pigmentation, stuff like that. So I've been using it on my face, and I've been using just regular raw organic coconut oil, and it has been helping like lighten up my neck. So you can see, like right here is still pretty dark. I have some acne on my neck, which I've never had, by the way. I just developed neck acne when I was pregnant, so that's really ghetto. But you know, you can see it's just a little bit of discoloration, but it's actually a lot better than what it was because I've been using the coconut oil. But yeah, don't feel bad for that. It is what it is. It doesn't make you ugly. That doesn't make you anything. That doesn't make, like, don't be insecure about that. It's literally just something that happens. So for me, if I don't feel like looking at it, then when I do my face, I just go ahead and put a little bit of foundation on my neck and call it a go. So let's also talk about acne. So like I said, I did develop neck acne while being pregnant. This literally just started my second trimester. I did not have that my first trimester, but my skin, my face skin has been very, very clear. This is the clearest that my face has probably been since I was about 2 days old. So thank you, child. Hello, your mother appreciates that. You can chill on the nausea. You got your mama's skin popping. But anyway, so my child may be stressing me out. Lord knows. My child may be stressing me out in many ways, but at least your mama face popping, okay? At least my skin popping. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you done jacked me up a lot of different ways, but at least you got me not having no acne on my face. So here is something that a lot of people don't really talk about, and I don't know if they're probably nervous, but y'all know my channel and my name is apparently blunt on here. So I mean, I can be 100 with you, and I'm gonna be blunt. So let's talk about sex. So if you are pretty much used to being sexually active, and that's something that you do all the time, you know, a lot of Google says that your first trimester, you probably don't want to do that because you're going to be too sick or probably feel too crappy, right? But then they say, oh, you know, it's going to pick up like your second trimester and you're just going to be like wanting to have sex all the time. Like, that's a lie. I just want to say that's a lie. All that is a lie. Okay, all of it. So for some people, okay, all right, I don't want to talk about my situation because that ain't got nothing to do with y'all, okay? Get out my husband's business. Why y'all in married people's business? Like, I'm not telling y'all about me. I'm just telling y'all what I found on Google. So, okay, just because you in your second trimester don't mean that you Mrs. Freak Leak, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now, okay? Look, you're not probably going to want to do that. You know what I mean? So stop looking at Google, okay? Google says, like, yeah, you're going to want to do it all the time and da-da-da-da. Like, no, some people don't want to do that. Some people are too insecure about their new bodies that they just don't want to do it. Or your sex meter is just in the negative. So you just don't really want to do that. So I just want to put that little disclaimer out there, is that a lot of women, they do want to like have sex all the time and want to do all of these things, but some women like don't feel bad that you don't feel comfortable doing. For married people, you need to really be very open to your husband and telling him like, hey, this is what's going on with me. Mentally, you may not even be there. Like, there are some women who are very, very depressed, which I did forget to talk about that. So after this, somebody remind me to talk about that. But anyways, some women are just not up for sex, right? So you just really have to be cognizant of that and make sure that you're talking to your partner and you guys are talking through that. You know, you don't want him to feel like he's being neglected or anything like that. So you guys just have a conversation. Y'all grown. I ain't gonna talk too much about this because y'all know what I'm talking about. So yeah, just do that. Now, let's talk about mental health and pregnancy. My first trimester, I was too jacked up to literally think about my mental health. But my second trimester, since some of my symptoms have kind of not stopped, but they've kind of slowed down a little bit. Now I feel like I'm thinking more. I have a lot more time on my hands now that I'm pregnant, which is kind of interesting. You know, it's very interesting. But I will say that I'm not necessarily depressed. I don't want to say that. But I do have my days where I'm really, really sad. Now, there are some other things that has nothing to do with me being pregnant that makes me sad and that I'm kind of working through and trying to just figure that out. In my second trimester, I do have more Saturdays rather than my first trimester. Pay attention to your mental health. Fortunately, I do work out while I'm pregnant. I'm so grateful enough that I can go to the gym while I'm pregnant. So my first trimester, I probably worked out about 3 times because I was just so sick, because I was sick from eating and then sick from not eating. That's another thing. It's like, all right, pregnancy. To be nauseous when you eat and be nauseous when you don't eat. So it's kind of like you got to pick your poison here. For some people, for me, that was my case. For my mental health, I'm still working through that. I'm still making sure that I do go to the gym. I just want to let you guys know that it's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. Let yourself cry. If that's what you need to do, do it. You know what I mean? But I do feel like, please, if you can, take a walk, you know, get those endorphins pumping, get them moving, get them sweating. You know what I mean? That's what you need to make sure that your mental health stays afloat, sis. It just stays afloat. You know, luckily when it comes to body dysmorphia, I have not had to deal with that during my pregnancy. Thank the Lord. I'm actually the most confident in my body that I've ever been right now. Now, we're not talking about after the baby. Y'all moving too fast. We ain't talking about that. I don't know about that. I don't know how I'm gonna be. I'm talking about right now, okay? Right now, I'm confident wearing a bikini. I don't really see the issue. You know what I mean? I don't mind showing my body. I think it's beautiful. I think that showing your stomach is beautiful. Like, if you want to take a picture with your bra and like showing your stomach, I think that's the most beautiful thing that someone could ever do. So, and that's another thing, you know, some people may have things to say when it comes to your body, especially while you're pregnant. But if you're one of those people that are actually confident in your pregnant body, show it. Hey, and since we're on that subject, we might as well go ahead and talk about fashion. Like, let's just roll on over, okay? So I would say for my style and my pregnancy body right now, I like tight stuff. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, okay? Please don't see me no loose dress. I'm not trying to look like a sheet with some sandals. That's not my vibe. You feel what I'm saying? I done stepped up my accessory game, okay? I started wearing earrings now, rings. I just stepped it up. And I like to wear heels while I'm pregnant. I like to look really pretty for me. You know, my style anyway is like a little bit preppy. I'm not a tomboy at all. I'm not a sneakers girl. Like, no offense to y'all. I would say for me, I like stuff that's cute. I like tight. I don't know what you want me to do about that. I really don't. Like, I want my dress to show my stomach. I want my dress to show my curves. If I want to wear something that's not extremely low cut, but if I do want to wear something, I'm grown. I'm almost 30 years old. What you finna do about that? You ain't finna whoop me. What you got going on, okay? This is what I like to do. This is my fashion. This is my body. And I say that this is gonna be your body for 9 months. And then guess what? If you have a baby, you're gonna have a totally new body. So guess what? You might as well go ahead and start feeling yourself, because ain't nothing gonna change this. You can't get the BBL while you're pregnant. I'm just telling you, you can't get the lipo while you're pregnant. So you might as well go ahead and figure out your style, figure out your fashion while you're pregnant. Just feel yourself, you know? Like, if you feel down, you feel sad, like I said, go work out. Throw some makeup on if that's what makes you happy. Do all the things that makes you happy. I'm done with that whole fashion thing. Like I said, don't give me nothing with no ruffles. I don't want nothing floral. I don't want none of that, okay? Just because I am a mom does not mean that I'm blind, okay? I still know what fashion is. Just because I done turned a mama don't mean that I want all these flowers on my dress. Like, why y'all doing that to me? Like, just because I am pregnant does not mean that I don't want to wear a leopard skirt. Like, why y'all doing that to me? Like, please stop doing that to me. Just because I'm pregnant don't mean I want to wear a poofy dress. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that, okay? So yeah, I just want to get that off my chest. So here's another tip for you. Like I said, I'm having my baby in the winter, and if you're having a summer baby or if you were pregnant during the summer, one thing that I say that really makes me feel good is to go swimming. So, you know, naturally when you're walking and you just have this big belly and you just feel so big and you feel so heavy, one thing that you literally feel weightless is if you go swimming. So, I mean, if you're not a swimmer, that's okay. Just get in the pool, girl. Just get in there, okay? You get in there, you're gonna feel better. You're not even gonna feel pregnant. Like, I went to a water park. Don't judge me, I did. I went to a water park and I had a blast, okay? When I went there and I got in the water, I could just stay in there all day because it really made me feel really, really good. So that's just a little tip for you guys. Just find some hobbies that you like, you know, when you're pregnant. So for me, I'm an adventurer. If you know me, I'm everywhere. I like to do everything. I like to do a lot of spontaneous things, and I like to do some daredevil things, some hyper adrenaline type of ish, you know what I'm saying? But you cannot do that while you're pregnant. And sometimes I forget that, and it's a little depressing sometimes that I can't go go-kart racing, or I can't go horseback riding, or I can't probably ride a bicycle because it's hazardous to the baby. So just understand that just because you're pregnant doesn't mean that you're dead, okay? You're not. So when you're pregnant, try to find hobbies, try to find things that makes you excited. Try to find things that makes you not be bored, you know, just find different things. Just because you're pregnant, unless you're bed rest, right? You do not have to just sit down on the couch and eat potato chips and watch Girlfriends. Like, that cannot be your life, okay? Still have fun, still get cute, still have pictures, still work out if you can. Now listen, don't pressure yourself to work out in your first trimester because you're probably gonna feel like crap. I said probably. Please understand, I said probably. All right, so back to some symptoms. So my second trimester, I did develop migraines. So this only lasted for about 3 weeks. I will tell you that if you do have migraines, it's probably because you are dehydrated or you need to stay out of direct sunlight. So like I said, a few weeks ago in Germany when it actually was hot a little bit, I was walking a lot, and I'm a very active person, I'm an outdoorsy person. So when I was outside, I was just in too much direct heat, you know what I mean? So I had to get an umbrella, get under that bad boy, and then my migraine will go away, and just make sure that I'm hydrated. So that did happen in my second trimester. My 2 baby apps did warn me like, hey, you may receive some migraines within the next couple of weeks. Don't fret. This is what you can do to prevent your migraines. Another thing that happened to me in my second trimester is that I did develop gallstones. So I had gallbladder issues. I actually had a stone probably right here. My doctor was just making sure and measuring the gallstones every single time I had my appointment. So here in Germany, we are so blessed to be able to have an ultrasound every single time that I go to the doctor. So in America, you usually only have maybe 2, maybe 3 if something's wrong with your pregnancy when it comes to ultrasounds. And I'm blessed because I'm so happy, because I can't even imagine only seeing my child 3 days. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, what are they doing in there? So that's crazy. So I get to see my boo every single time we go to the doctor's office. So my doctor measures my gallstones and making sure that it's good. So I will say, if you do develop gallstones or gallbladder issues, like I said, I developed that in my second trimester. It's not completely gone now, but let me tell you how I minimized it. What I did to minimize it was completely change my diet. So now that they're not necessarily gone, but I don't really feel them like that, it's not really painful as it was, I changed my diet. So pretty much gallbladder, gallstones, what interrupts it is, of course, dairy, fried foods, sugary sweets and candies, sugary drinks, what else? Pretty much everything that you want to eat for your pregnancy. I stopped for about a month pretty much doing those things. Now I kind of started back up just a little bit, but not really. But my gallstones, they don't really hurt me anymore. So I'm really happy about that, because if they were going to be a major problem, I would have had to have gallbladder surgery, and that's something that you don't really want to do if you can just Google and do some very natural things to get rid of them. So I would say if I want to eat some dairy, I may just have 1 piece of cheese, or I may just have 2 pieces of cheese, and that's it. And just do everything in portions. Like, doing everything in portions is what's really gonna help you, and that's what helped me. So I would say, like, with a lot of these medications and stuff, first of all, I personally don't believe in taking any medications during my pregnancy. I just feel like it has to be a more natural way to do it if it ain't gonna kill me, or if I'm not extremely in a crazy pain. I'm not trying to take medicine. So my doctor, he did prescribe to me, there is some German gallbladder medicine, but I did not take it. Some days I was crying because it was hurting so bad. And basically what this pain feels like, it just feels like somebody's stabbing you. Like, wherever the gallstone is, That's what it feels like. So it's horrible. But luckily, when I changed everything about what I just told you guys, they have minimized, and now I don't have really any problems with them. If I sleep on my right side, then sometimes I have an issue. It may hurt just a little bit, but nothing crazy. Speaking of sleeping on your right side, so let's talk about sleeping position. So you can get a pregnancy pillow. I think that's really good. My first trimester, that was pretty much my first thing I needed to do, my first symptom. I had to get a pregnancy pillow or else I was just gonna be extremely uncomfortable. But right now in my second trimester, I don't have a pregnancy pillow, but I do sleep with a pillow in between my legs, and sometimes I sleep with a pillow on my side, but that's like very rare. Now, here's a little fun little tip factor for you guys if you're pregnant now or if you don't know. Sleeping on your left side is extremely better for your baby because all your blood vessels and everything is pumping correctly, and it also refrains from you having blood clots. So I didn't really know that either. So now that's to the extreme. Okay, now I just read that on one article. Don't quote me now. Don't quote me, but with the blood clot situation now. But I will say that sleeping on your left side for me just feels better. Sleeping on my right side is just weird, you know, it just doesn't feel good. And I would say now that I'm bigger, sleeping on my right side is almost like I have shortness of breath. Now, I cannot sleep on my back at all. Doctors will tell you, like, if you can refrain, like, please don't sleep on your back. So I don't sleep on my back because I can't breathe. Literally, I feel like the oxygen cord is being snapped when I sleep on my back. I just can't do it. So I don't know if y'all sleep on your back. Let me know in the comments what sleeping position that you like. Me personally, I just feel like blood is pumping. I got my oxygen back, everything going good when I sleep on my left side. So that's just another little tip for you guys to know. That's kind of weird, but they don't really tell you. That's definitely something that my 2 baby apps told me about. So yeah, this is something that I just wanted to share with you guys. Another symptom that I pretty much had, my first and my second trimester. Second trimester just kind of depends on what I eat. It's swelling. So swelling is just a very interesting thing. So I have not been able to wear my wedding ring since month 3 because it doesn't fit anymore. So that's cool. But maybe that's just like maybe you guys can like tell my husband that I like need another like diamond or something like that. I mean, I don't know, something like that. But that's just something I want to tell you guys too. People talk about swelling, but a lot of people don't talk about swelling until your 3rd trimester, and boo, that's not the case. Okay, so that's just another symptom for me that I swell. Me, I love salt and vinegar chips, but I really don't eat them like that because they are the death of me. If I eat salt and vinegar chips, I can't fit none of my shoes the next day. Like, why am I doing that to myself? Like, no. So I stopped eating all that stuff. Sometimes I may have some fries here and there. So here in Germany, their fries and their ingredients are very, very pure. There are a lot of things and ingredients that are illegal here that you guys be eating in America, okay? But it's illegal here. So with our fries just taste so good here. They don't have all those preservatives in there like the United States do, like with their fries and stuff like that, especially in fast food. So here the fries don't bother me, so that's really good. Another thing for me with my pregnancy is that I haven't had any like crazy food symptoms. You know, I was talking to my Nana the other day and she was like, she was eating like peanut butter and like pig feet. I'm like, sis, like what was going on back in the 50s? Like, I don't know what y'all was doing, but I don't have nothing crazy going on with me. So I really don't have any cool stories for you guys or like cool, like nasty foods that people would think that's nasty that pregnant women eat. Honestly, I'm just addicted to gelato. I don't really know about you. I eat vanilla and tiramisu and cappuccino gelato at least 5 times a week. I mean, it's only 2 scoops. Like, come on, really? It's probably only 200 calories. Like, come on, I work out. Like, seriously, it's not doing anybody any harm, okay? Don't tell nobody I told y'all that. But I would say that's my only bad habit. I don't even think it's really bad. I mean, it's not even real ice cream. Like, come on, give your girl a break. It's gelato. It's good. I really thought like I was gonna have pregnancy cravings and all this stuff because I'm a major foodie. But it's like, as soon as I got pregnant, I started eating healthier during my pregnancy than when I wasn't pregnant. Another symptom that I have had, so my second trimester, is that do they call it areola? Areola. I'm talking about breasts here, okay? Whatever that is. Anyways, the little thing that's on your breast, the little circle thing, whatever that is, it starts with an A, whatever. it enlarges, okay? No one tells you about that. That's kind of crazy, you know? Like, why nobody talk? Like, I'm like, dang, my boobs, are they really getting this big? Like, for real. But no, they're really not getting that much bigger until like my third trimester. But that little thing on there grows, like expands like 2 to 3 times like the size that it was before you got pregnant. So that's a very weird thing that people don't tell you about. I don't know what that's about. I have to Google it. So I'm like, what's going on with that? So yeah, and sometimes it can be a little bit more discolored as well when you get pregnant. So that's just something that I'd like to share. That's a very weird symptom that I had. So the main symptom, the craziest symptom that I have had probably since I found out I was pregnant is that I forget everything. You know, I saw an article where it says best thing about pregnancy, you have 2 brains in your body and literally you forget everything. So that's me. I have left the bacon in the silverware cabinet for about 3-4 days. I have put collard greens in the pantry, already cooked. I have pretty much done it all. So that's one thing that I would say is that you forget a lot of things, possibly, potentially, if that's you. But for me, I can't remember nothing. So, yeah, just the basics, you know, in life that I have to do to just make sure I'm alive. That's the only things that I semi-remember. And to go to the grocery store. But that's pretty much it. So just know when you get pregnant, you're gonna forget like almost everything. So if you're already forgetful, I don't really know what to tell you. Please just make sure that you use Siri on your phone or whoever you got, Google Voice, whatever, so you can write down a calendar and write down reminders because you're gonna forget every single thing. Unedited, I'm at about 53 minutes and 29 seconds. It's gonna take me forever to edit this video, but I'm gonna do it because I love you guys. But I am going towards the end of this video. I just want to tell you guys that these are things that happen to me, and this does not mean that it's going to happen to you. But there are just a lot of things that have happened to me, and I don't know, I may be forgetting some because I didn't write nothing down for this video, but I don't really think I'm forgetting anything. Oh, another thing that you're going to do when you're pregnant is sneeze a lot. It's kind of like a weird thing, but yeah, sneeze. Oh, and also too, my second trimester, I did get nosebleeds, so that sucks too. But okay, now for real, I think I'm done with all the symptoms. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, this is my video. This is something I've been trying to get this video out for weeks, months, whatever, but life happens. But I just want to tell you guys, I'm so happy that I'm pregnant. I have always thought that it was going to be very hard for me to get pregnant because I did have fibroids and endometriosis. I had cysts. I still do have cysts now. It's nowhere near like my uterus, nothing like that. The doctor is monitoring everything. Everything is fine. But I still want to say getting pregnant and being able to be pregnant is a beautiful thing. You know, there are some people who don't want to have kids, and that's totally fine. Even if you're watching this video, and I hope that this video has not made you sad in any way if you have watched this video because maybe you're unable to have kids, I still want to tell you, like, just having a kid is just amazing. You know what I'm saying? So like, even if you can adopt, you know what I mean? Like if you really want a kid that bad, and if you really just want to be a parent, I think there are so many kids out there that really want or need a really great home, and you could possibly provide them with that. Me and my husband always said that if I wasn't able to have kids, like we want to adopt children. So I still feel that through all of this whole hour-long video, that this is not me complaining in any way, because why would I ever do that? This is literally an educational video for you guys if this is something that you want to do or something you're currently going through. And I just want to be that vessel for you guys to show you guys, like, hey, this is what's happening. You know, you may be depressed. You may feel like you suck. You may feel like you're ugly. You may feel like you're fat. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that happen when you're pregnant. And that's okay. You may not enjoy your pregnancy. That doesn't make you a bad mom. I remember watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and Kim, like, she literally cried with North, her first child, because she was like, I feel horrible every single day. Like, I hate being pregnant. I hate this, you know? And also too, she had health issues, but still, that doesn't make her a bad mom. I'm pretty sure she's a great mom. I'm pretty sure she's one of the best moms out here. So just because like you're feeling down, just because you have so much nausea or morning sickness, or just because you feel isolated or you feel like you're alone, like, you're not alone. You know what I mean? If you have to go get a therapist, please go get a therapist. BetterHelp.com will help your girl out. Also not sponsored, but I could use another check. But on a serious note, this is just a video of me telling you my experience. This is also a video for my kid that's currently in me to look at this and be like, wow, my mom's crazy. I am. We'll clean your room. But this is also a video for my kid to see too. So I'm just trying to make memories and videos. And I mean, along the way, I guess guess y'all can watch while I'm doing it. So thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Don't forget to like this video if you really want to, and subscribe to my channels for a lot more vlogs, a lot more educational videos, my pregnancy journey, and my life. So love you guys. Talk to you later.